A lot of people have been misled to believe that the secret to success is goal setting. They set goals and then they do their best to hit those goals. And if by any reason they fall short, they beat themselves up because they feel that they've missed their chance of success or something. Well, I am here to tell you that one habit that has been transforming my life, and if you begin to adopt it, your life too can and would be transformed completely. What you really want to do in your path to success is to set systems rather than goals. You heard me? Set systems, not goals. When you set a system, it gives you this room for constant productivity. It gives you this environment and this enablement to achieve whatever it is that you set your mind to do. So instead of making the mistake of focusing on goals, do well to set a system for yourself. So what is the difference between setting a goal and setting a system? Setting a goal, I'm sure, is what you've been doing. You wake up in the morning, or you wake up one day and you decide that I want to do this, I want to do that with my life, I want to achieve this, or I want to achieve that. And then you spend the entire time struggling to achieve that thing, which you might even end up not achieving. No offense to you, I've been there too. So you might still end up not achieving this thing after all of the struggle. You might have forgotten about it, or you might have gotten distracted, or you might have just tried and it did not work out, or you might have even procrastinated it. So whatever the case is, the point is you set this thing, you say I want to achieve it, and then you end up not being able to achieve it. And in some cases, of course, you still do achieve it, which is a good one. However, it's not the best if you want to live a life of success, if you want to live a life of excellence. Now, if we want to also attribute it to exams, a lot of you are either students currently, or you've been a student at one point in your life, and you would see that there are usually two sets of students. Of course, there are more, but let's focus on these two. Now, there are those very few percent that reading is their natural thing. Reading is what they do every day. Whether or not school is on section, they are reading. Or even if they don't read during the holiday, the moment school resumes, from the very first day, they are already reading. When they are done with their lecture during the day, they go later at night to revise what they've learned that day. Some could even end up reading ahead of the lecturers. Now that is an example of people that set a system for themselves. They've set a culture of reading for themselves. This kind of people, because they've set a system for themselves, whether or not they decide that they want to get A in the course, they want to be the best, just living that lifestyle will naturally get them to becoming the best. Living that lifestyle will naturally help them to get all of that A, would get all of the prizes or whatever it is that the normal goal setters would be struggling to get. Just because they've set a system for themselves where they love reading, they are naturally easily going to end up achieving that success as a student. Now compare this to the goal setters. Now the goal setters are those that have written that they want to get A. They've set their mind that they want to get A. However, they, instead of building a system for themselves, they just see it as a goal that they are supposed to achieve. So some of them might still be playing around during the early hours of the semester. After all, they have a goal, and this goal is something they want to achieve. So it is, how do I put it? Lord God, help me. So it is a goal for them. They've decided that they want to achieve this thing. And because they want to achieve it, it is not necessarily a life that they are living. I don't know if you're getting me, guys. Like, this is not a life for them. It is just a goal they want to achieve. Now, they can literally get this goal done and then go back to their normal life. While there are those that have decided to make it a life for themselves. They read every day. Even when school is not in section, they are still reading. Right? Those ones have made it a life for themselves. They've created a system for themselves that naturally would allow them to get A, whether or not they even want to. Now, compared to the goal setters. Now, the goal setters are the one that they've decided that they want A. So they all have different ways of reaching that A. Some of them might play throughout the semester, then the day to exam, they carry their book, cram everything inside that book and they will still get that A. But the moment they are done with exam, they might have forgotten all they learned immediately. Or they go back to their usual life after the exam, throw their books in one side. The usual people that will tell you after this exam, if I see signboard, I will not read it. I will not read anything that has to do with text. So in life, this is the difference between the goal setter and the ones that have been able to create a system for themselves. Now, as a goal setter, you might achieve your goal, but you've still not created a system for yourself that will guarantee you success, and not just a momentary success, but a long-term success. Do you understand? So, as a person going through life, should I say a life setter now? Let's leave that. So as a person going through life, you want to ensure you do your best to move away from that goal setting mentality to a mentality of system, to a mentality of, instead of saying I want to achieve this goal today, you define a lifestyle for yourself. And when you define that lifestyle for yourself, whether or not you even want to achieve that goal, that lifestyle will naturally achieve that goal for you. Now let's take it to workout. You know, I'm a workout queen. I love making references to workout. So there are those people that will say, oh, they want to lose kini kg, they want to lose 30 pounds, for example. They want to lose 30 pounds, and then they are doing all they can to lose that 30 pounds. And it becomes a struggle for them. It becomes a war, a fight for them, because they might even end up losing that 30 pounds. After losing the 30 pounds, they end up bouncing back to the lifestyle that even caused it in the first place. That is if of course they even got to lose the 30 pounds, if they were even able to make it to lose that 30 pounds. Do you understand? Why? Because it is a goal for them. It is not their life yet. Then there are those that choose to make it a life for themselves. Instead of saying, I want to just lose this 30 pounds under 2 weeks, they decide to say, I want to create a lifestyle for myself that will not only eventually allow me to lose this weight, but it would help better my health. It would give me a long-term access to healthy living. So they decide, okay, I want to start eating healthy. I want to exchange all of my junk food for healthy food. I'm not going to try to kill myself and do 3 hours workout in a day. Instead, I'm going to do 15 minutes workout every day. And this 15 minutes workout is not just going to be for the next 30 months. This 15 minutes workout is something I'm going to be able to do. And I will do it for the rest of my life. That is the difference between goal setting and setting a system. Goal setting, you can give yourself that intense exercise, that intense commitment and determination to achieve what you need to achieve. But because it is not yet you, it is not yet your person, you just had to do that thing, you just had to become that version just to achieve that goal. But that is not you. So you're going to end up bouncing back to your previous self. So this is why this is why you see people always like this. And of course, there's a point of growth where you have to go like this, but eventually it has to become stable. It has to gain a level of stability. But then there's a point where it is just always like this, right? And this is because people have not learned to set a system for themselves. They are still chasing goals. So you have to decide today that you don't just want to be that student anymore. You set a goal to get A, and that is just your focus. Once you get that A, you go back to your normal life. You want to create a system for yourself instead. And I'm not just talking of for students alone. You want to create a system for yourself, even for life. So have a defined life. Have a life that just living that life alone guarantees you success. What you want to do for yourself is to work on your everyday. Don't work on a task, okay? That's the best way to do it. So instead of trying to work on a task, try to work on your everyday. What kind of life do I want to live today and that I can be able to replicate for the rest of my life? That would guarantee the future I want for myself. Instead of saying, how do I just achieve this goal? Because you can go any means. There's several ways to achieve that goal. And a lot of them might still help you achieve the goal, but it will not create this constant environment of productivity and success for you. Do you get it? So what you want to do, you want to focus on creating a system for yourself. Focus on the lifestyle instead of the goal. Okay. I hope I've been able to make this clear enough. I hope I've been able to send this message across. There is a big difference between setting goals for yourself and setting a system. A goal is that intense pressure. You set a goal and then you just have this intense pressure around yourself, intense activity to quickly meet up with that goal. And sometimes you may meet up with it and sometimes you may not. But a system is that thing that you put in place, you repeat it every day, you do it every day, and it naturally guarantees you success with or without you trying. So like I said, there's this person that could decide, okay, I want to lose 30 pounds, and then the person fights for it. Now that person may or may not end up losing that 30 pounds. But the person that decides that I want to start eating healthy, I just want to exchange all of my junk food for healthy food. I want to start doing exercise 15 minutes every day. I'm not going to do 3 hours every day for the next 1 month and kill myself at once. No, I will just do 15 minutes every single day. Now that person is definitely going to, that person has a higher chance of losing that 30 pounds, living healthy, living long, than the person that is just after the 30 pounds. The other one that is after the 30 pounds also has a higher chance of giving up. Yes, the one that is after the 30 pounds, because maybe he tries one or two things and then he or she does not lose those weight. And then they are like, what is all of this for? They end up giving up, or they start looking for alternative means like surgery. Why the ones that just decide that, okay, I'm not after losing weight, I don't care whether I lose weight or not, but I want to just start eating healthy. I want to start sleeping well. I want to work on my meditation so I can relax throughout the day. So the video records, guys. I don't remember exactly where I stopped, or I know I was talking about weight loss. Yes, the people that set a system for themselves are most likely going to continue, and they are most likely going to meet that target that they were not even really focused on meeting. Their goal was just to start living healthy. And naturally, as a result of living healthy, they will naturally lose unnecessary fat, lose those unhealthy fat, those visceral fats and all, right? Instead of just focusing your attention on losing the fat, focus on the system and not the goal. And this is something that wealthy people, this is something that successful people have been able to hack. People that just want to be success, they just have this target, they are trying to hit it. And that's why you see that a lot of people that reach wealth through that means, they end up getting there and they feel unfulfilled. They end up getting there and they feel this dissatisfaction because they felt, oh, meeting that particular amount, being able to have that particular amount would somehow fill a void in their life, and now they've got into that level of that financial level and that void is still not filled, as compared to the people that just want a life. They are just naturally living, and in living, all of those results are coming, all of those wealth is coming to them. So they've been able to gain a stable lifestyle, a stable mindset that still attracts those results, but without them having to lose themselves focusing on those results. So that is what you want to do for yourself. If success is something that you don't just want to have for the mere moment, if success is something you don't just want to have momentarily but permanent. Okay, with these few points of mine, I don't know how long the video lasted for, but with these few points of mine, I believe I have been able to convince you and not to confuse you to set systems, not goals. You want to focus on certain systems and not go. Put a system in place. If you want to achieve a specific body goal, instead of trying to lose all of those weight in 1 month or in 6 months, just set a system for yourself. If you want to achieve a level of academic excellence, instead of trying to master the entire textbook in a single week when it's close to exam, why don't you set a system for yourself? Right? Set a system for yourself. And if it's something that you don't love doing, learn to love it. Learn to develop the interest. Learn to what makes it interesting, what makes it, why should you do it? When you understand the why, it helps you create more interest that can help you to create a lasting habit instead of just a temporary goal-oriented habit. So learn to love what you do and create a system around it, a system around the successful part for yourself instead of chasing goals. And I can assure you that once you're able to set systems for yourself, once you're able to set a system for yourself, Instead of chasing goals, goals will be chasing you. You will just see yourself achieving things effortlessly, right? You want to get to that level where success is effortless for you. And the secret is to set systems, not goals. Finally, I love you and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye bye.